All right. Well, I've got top of the hour. Let's go ahead and get started. My name is Tonya, and this is a comeback yoga level 2 class. Today will be kind of a rigorous, vigorous class, but do what you can. And you might want to ask, if you're feeling like you're fatigued or something, then ask, well, can I go any further, or can I maybe make it a little harder, or do I need to back off? And am I just tired, or am I just feeling lazy? So those are both acceptable options to maybe take a break and find a different position. Anyways, Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit organization based out of Denver, Colorado, and we offer in person classes right now, as well as 24 hours a day. We're here online for you, anywhere in the world you are. We are here to support you in your body, mind, and spirit with this practice that we call yoga. So, we'll include some breathing techniques, some meditation techniques, and some movement. We will be here for 45 minutes, and you'll need a yoga mat. And if you have a yoga mat, you'll want to place it so that it runs parallel to mine, so that when we are working together, that we kind of mirror each other. I will be referring to this side as the room as the window side, and then this side of the room as the plant side. Get familiar with not only my space, but also your own space. Make sure that you feel secure, that you feel safe in your surroundings. And the other prop that you will need are maybe 2 yoga blocks. I've just got 2, it's an old-fashioned style of yoga blocks. They're actually made out of wood, so you could just use some blocks of wood. Perfect, perfect. So, if you don't have anything like that, you could use a sturdy stool or a chair. We'll be doing some movement, a balance pose or 2, and then we'll be back down onto the ground for some meditation and closing our time together. So, again, we're about 45 minutes here in the session. If you have any questions and want to type in the chat, please do so. I'm here for you. If you have any concerns, please type in the chat. I'm here for you. All right. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start just sitting comfortably. I'm sitting on a cushion, an ottoman. You could be sitting on a chair. You could be sitting on the floor, however you want to start. Just get comfortable and place the hands either on our lap, or you can even have your hands kind of on your abdomen. And let's just take a few breaths just to uh, kind of tune in and tune the world out. So we tune into our inner world to be able to track sensations as we move through our practice today, so that we know when something maybe is going to cause issues to the tissues. Maybe we don't want to hurt ourselves, but also so that we can just acknowledge what it is that's arising and present in our bodies. Let it happen. Without trying to suppress anything. Sometimes we get these natural urges. There might be a yawn or a burp or even a sneeze sometimes that comes out of some of this work. So we'll go ahead and just tune into the breath. If it's possible, you're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. If that's not possible today, your sinuses are blocked, you have a deviated septum, that's okay too. Just breathe naturally. Your jaw separated, upper and lower, relaxed. Could even toggle your jaw side to side. Become receptive, listening inward, tuning those outside sounds out, and just tuning up the volume inward. Let's take a few more moments to be still. Our body's still, but our breath moving. The rise and fall of our chest, our rib cage broadening, expanding. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths here. Feeling the length of your breath, the fullness, moving from the in to the out and the out to the in. Last one. All right. And then go ahead and lift your gaze. Let's go ahead and begin some movement. So take one arm, maybe the plant side, bring that arm up overhead and over to the window. And back up and down. Let's do that 2 more times. You can use your other hand, place it out to the side beam to support you, up and then down. Last one. Good. And then other side, up and over. Moving just into the range of motion that, you know, doesn't cause much pain, but we also want to challenge ourselves. That's what this level 2 is for. Challenge ourselves. More of an energizing, invigorating practice. Now let's bring both arms up overhead. Big reach. Exhale, elbows draw wide. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Good. Now bring your turn to the side and to the other side. Just going back. Don't have to force anything. Just moving. We can add some arm extension to the side. A couple more times. Nice and tall to the spine. And then start to bring those arms up, side, side, side. All right. And then come back to stillness, lifting your chest, maybe taking your head back. And then exhaling, bringing those arms around your shoulders, opening your arms. And let's bring those arms around the shoulders again. And back out. And then lower down. All right. We're going to come to the front edge of the mat towards the window. So we'll start by standing and just feeling those feet underneath you, your feet about hip distance apart, and just start to move forward and back on those feet. So on the toes and then the heels and the toes, just a little soft bend in the knees, just forward and back, just feeling the bottoms of your feet, the toes, the heels, the toes, and the heels. And then come up onto the toes. See if you can hold it there for a few breaths. Wobbling's to be expected. And then lower down. Good. With your next inhale, bring your arms out wide and then up overhead. Lift up onto the toes. And exhale, lower the arms down. We'll do 2 more times. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now bring your hands onto your legs. Slide halfway down so your hands coming just onto the knees, maybe below the shins. And then come back up, bending the knees, sweep the arms up, and then exhale, hands to the lap, and fold forward again, about halfway. Again, repeat, maybe lifting up onto the toes, down and fold. Last 2, down, fold, and 1, lift, lower. And this time we'll come all the way down to the floor or to the feet. Maybe you're using blocks here, optional. And step one leg back. It doesn't matter really which one because we'll be repeating. You could use blocks here if you want. Come up onto the front leg, lifting yourself up. Come down nice and low. And then bring those arms up towards the ceiling. And then bringing them out to the sides, bending those elbows. Bring your hands back down to the floor or the blocks. And then step feet forward, forward fold. Bend your knees, rise all the way to standing. See if you can find the whole length of your body, and then exhaling, hands to the heart. And let's repeat. Inhale, arms rise, maybe look up. Exhale, bend your knees and come into a forward fold. Stepping your other leg back into a lunge. We'll go leg back and maybe knees right over that ankle. Assist yourself up onto the front thigh for a crescent lunge. Inhaling, arms rise, maybe looking forward or up. Take those elbows out wide and then touch down to the floor or the blocks. Stepping feet forward again and forward fold. Come all the way up to stand, reaching up and then exhaling, hands to the heart. Starting to feel a little bit more alive in the body. Come up onto the toes and then lower. Come up onto the toes and lower. One more time, up onto the toes and lower. Good. Let's come into chair pose, bending the knees, arms sweep up and the hips lower. Make sure you can see those toes with a little bit more weight in the heels using your glutes. Bend your elbows out to the side. Now you're going to turn towards the screen, bring your back arm around to the outside of your knee, and both arms expand open. Come all the way up to stand. And coming back into chair, arms rise, hips lower. Turn to the other way, to the back wall. Bringing the hand to the outside of the knee. And then come all the way back up through center. And exhale, hands to heart. All right. Let's do another round of that with some plank. Inhaling, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Let's bend the knees for our chair. Hips come low, arms reach forward. Use your exhale, twist towards me, towards the screen. Come back up through the center. Exhale and twist away from the screen. Inhale, come back up through center. We'll just bring the hands to the heart here. We're going to step one leg back, coming into a lunge. And getting up nice and tall, feeling your legs. Just feeling more strength in those legs now. If you're feeling off balance like I am, that's okay. Just feel the strength in the legs. Push down into the feet. Feel a little bit more stability coming into the pelvis, into the hips. Good. Now open your arms out for those cactus arms. All right, bringing the hands back to the heart. Push off the back foot and we'll come into chair. That's it. Second side, stepping back. Seeing if bring that leg back a little further. Maybe come down a little lower towards the ground. Looking straight ahead, maybe even at the fingertips. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Just feel the strength in your body, the energy in your legs. And then open your arms out, bending those elbows. Good. Bringing your hands back to your heart. Now this time we're going to bring your hands down to the floor, or you can use your blocks, placing them on the wide side. Step back to a plank pose, bringing those shoulders maybe just over the wrist or slightly behind. Your legs are really strong here. Going to stretch out through the heels, stretch out through the top of your head, look straight down at the floor. And let's hold this for 3, 2, and 1. All right, shifting your weight forward onto the tippy toes, bend your elbows for a little push-up, come back up. A little push-up and come back up. A little push-up, back up for 3, up, 2, 1. Good. And then bring those knees down. Come into child's pose. Stretching the arms forward. Forehead can rest on the mat or on the back of the hands. If you're using blocks, you can release those blocks.
Let's take two more breaths here, just feeling that contrast between the movement and effort, and now rest and ease.
All right, let's do it. So if you're using blocks, you can use them for downward dog or not. I'm going to demonstrate with the blocks in case you're using blocks. So the hands come onto the blocks, lift the hips up for downward dog. And depending on your blocks, the heels of your hands might be at the front edge of the blocks. I like using blocks because it gives me a little bit more space in the shoulders, takes some of the strain out of the wrists, and will get really long and strong through the arms, through the legs. All right. Now look forward, bend your knees, and either hop between the hands or step, however you want to get there. I'm going to hop and fold. That's it. All right. Bend your knees, come all the way up to stand, reach up, finding the length of your body, and exhaling, hands to heart. We'll repeat the standing sequence with the chair, the twist, the lunge, and then we'll add a warrior pose, and then we'll be moving into our balance. All right, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, come into your chair. Feeling stronger and more warm in those legs now. Maybe we can go a little bit deeper. Now twist towards the screen, bringing the forearm or the wrist to the outside of the knee. Reach up with that top arm. All right, come back through center, twisting to the other side, pushing your hand against the knee for more stability in your twist. Good. Come back through center, hands coming to the heart. Step one leg back, and we'll come into that crescent. Maybe coming a little deeper. Your back knee could be bent or sending energy out that heel. Now open up the arms, push down into those feet. Feel yourself lengthen and rise. Bring the hands back together, step feet together. Chair. All right, second side. Leg goes back, get tall, press those hands together, open up. Arms come out now to a wide position. And then bring the hands together. Step forward and come low in your chair. All right, inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, so the leg that's closest to the screen, step that back again into your lunge. Now, open up, warrior two. So your back foot runs parallel to the edge of your mat, and your other toes point towards the other. All right, reach out through those arms. Get nice and long. Get settled in. Look over your fingertips, maybe just noticing maybe something out in front of the fingertips or the fingertips. Moving hands, fingers. Let's take two more breaths here, maybe finding a little bit more extension, a little bit more depth, a little bit more anchoring down through both legs. Oh, yeah. One more breath. Ooh. All right, straighten. That's a doozy. All right, whatever doozy means, I don't know. All right, turning your other toes out. We're going to turn now to face the plant. Open those arms and then bend your knee. You got it. That back foot is turning towards the long edge of your mat. All right, see if you can come down a little deeper. Maybe your stance is a little longer. Your shin is vertical. So let's reach out through those arms. Look at your fingertips. Press down into those feet. Relax those shoulders. Get really strong through the legs and feet, feeling yourself rising and finding that sense of ease and effort. There might be a little sweat building on the brow, but then finding an easy breath. You got it. All right. Straighten up, turn those feet forward. Hands to the hips and fold forward. Forward fold. Maybe releasing the hands now to the floor or your blocks. All right. Bending your knees and come all the way up to stand. Now we'll walk or heel toe this feet in. Okay, this is where that block or sturdy stool, you could even have a wall, something nearby. So we're going to turn our toes towards that, whatever it is, wall, piece of furniture, block. We're going to be stepping out a little bit wider, bend this front leg, and get really long on this side. Those toes are moving towards that prop. You're going to reach forward, keep reaching forward, and then find that prop. Now, pause. You're going to push down into your back foot, reach out through your top arm. And if you're ready, we're going to lift off now into a warrior 3. So your back leg comes off of the ground. You turn your chest towards the screen and you open up that top arm. Keep opening. Good. And then lift off and boom, touchdown. Okay. We'll do the other side and we'll repeat it one more time on each side just to give you some practice. All right. So here we go. Little bend in the knee like you're almost in a warrior 2 stance. Reach out through this back arm. Reach forward. Find that block or the sturdy piece of furniture. Now get really long and lift off. Lift off. Maybe it takes a couple tries, right? Lift off that back leg and now take your top arm towards the ceiling. Push down into that standing foot. Get really long. Reach up. Yeah. Let's hold for 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Come on down. Walk it out. All right. Got one more on each side because we can't just practice it once. That's not really practice then, right? That's just a trial and error. Okay. So you know where we're going. So let's do it. All right. Other side. Toes turn out. Come down. Get really long, really, really long. Get really strong, stable. Feel the stability even in your legs here. Reach and lift. Easy, right? Easy the second time. Okay, lift that top leg. Push maybe into that object beneath your hand. Lift up a little higher. Yeah, good. All right, bend your standing leg. Reach up to the ceiling and boom, land. All right, it's a fun one. Okay. All right, here we go. Second side. Reach, anchor, extend, keep reaching, and then lift. Again, it might take a couple tries, and that's all right. That's why we call it practice. All right. Let's take it for 3, 2, and 1. Boom, you landed it. Reach up and take it down. Well done. Well done. Well done. All right. Grab, if you're using blocks, come to that short edge of your mat. And let's finish up our standing sequence, and then we'll come down to the ground for stretch and meditation. All right, here we go. Inhale, bringing those arms up. Maybe look up, exhaling, and forward fold. If you're using blocks, turn them down. Step or hop back to a plank pose. Let's do our push-ups here. Roll to the toes. Exhale, halfway. Press. Exhale. Maybe adding for 3, 2, 1. And then come all the way down to the ground, lifting your chest for a cobra or pushing into those blocks for an upward dog. The thighs and knees lifting. Reach through those toes. All right. Downward facing dog. Adding side plank. So coming forward to the plank. Bring your feet together at the back of your plank and then shift your weight so you're facing the screen. Reach up through that top arm, down through the legs. Come on down. Switch. Other side. Back to plank. And let's do some push-ups for 3, 2, and 1. Come over the toes, cobra, or all the way up, lifting the legs for an upward dog. For 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Getting nice and long. Pressing down in all directions. For 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Bring those knees down and wide. Take one arm under and thread it under, dropping those hips back and down. If you have that block, would like to rest your head there. Otherwise, your head comes to the floor. And then flex the fingers into the palm. Flex the wrist, stretching out the wrist. And then relax the wrists and the fingers and hold for 3 more breaths. And coming back up through the center, we'll go to the other side. And coming back up through center, resting your head on the back of the hands or on the floor. And pressing all the way up, shifting your weight to one hip, straightening out the leg closest to the screen, and bring your foot around. Hold on to your leg, draw your knee in towards your chest, and hold here for just a couple of breaths. And then keeping your front hand on the knee or shin, lift up. Maybe your arm comes up to add you or to give you that length, and then bring your hand behind you. Looking over that back shoulder, noticing what's on the wall behind you. And coming back through center. And switch sides. Sitting tall. Exhale and turn. And come back to center. Just hold that knee in towards your chest. Lifting tall. And release. Placing that foot to the inside of your knee. And then kind of widening the legs so they're at a little bit more of a V. If this bothers your knee, then lift it up with a block or a pillow or a blanket. So we'll turn towards the bent knee, hand coming to the outside. So this is going to give you a little bit of extension through your spine as you bring that back arm up overhead. And now reach towards your straight leg. Adding some stretching for the side waist here. Opening up any tension along your torso, including your back. Come all the way up and lower your arm down. The leg that's out to the side now, we'll bring it more forward. So we have or a little bit more square to the front. Bending that knee, slightly reaching those arms up and extend forward. You might bring your hands onto your foot or to the leg. And continue to breathe. Really important. So if the sensation gets stronger, then might need to back off. If the sensation kind of dissipates, then you might be able to go a little bit more into it. And bring yourself on up. Let's take that sequence to the other side. So legs are wider. Can help to sit up a little bit, maybe sitting on a blanket or pillow. Take your hand to the outside of the bent knee. Other arm reaches up. So this is going to stop you from going too far and still getting into the side here. And it's also going to keep that torso, that chest open rather than folding forward this way. So we want this to be a total side bend rather than a forward bend, because we do the forward bend in a moment, right? All right, come on up. Bring that leg forward and bending the knee, reach up through those arms and then reach forward, maybe grabbing your foot or your ankle and release your head. And come all the way back up. Great. All right, take your legs forward, bending the knees, grab a hold the back of those legs, tuck your chin and roll on down. As you come down, draw the knees into the chest. It might be a little forward and backward movement. And then placing the foot closest to the screen down to the floor. Take your other knee on top, so knees are crossed. Open those arms and lower your knees towards the screen. Maybe looking over your back shoulder here or another twist. Unwind your legs and come back through the center. Change the legs and lower to the back. Unwind the legs and come back through center. both knees into chest, side to side movement or forward and back. And then placing your feet down to the floor, maybe grabbing the ankles or just resting your hands near your feet, depending on the length of your arms and your torso. And bend your elbows now. Press down into the elbows, and you might start to shimmy the shoulders underneath you. Otherwise, maybe lift the hips for a bridge and hold for 2 and 1. And then lower back down. Walk your feet out a little wider than the hips, letting the knees fall together. And we have arrived in a landing place. This might be where you stay, or maybe you straighten out your legs, roll to your side, or even sit or stand. So once you find that resting place and getting as comfortable as you can, that you could sustain for about 6 or 7 minutes. I'll be sitting up to guide you through today's meditation. So once you have found that comfortable seated position or lying down or standing, invite in awareness of the breath, maybe as it's coming in through your nose or your mouth, noting temperature, just even sensation of the air passing across the orifices in the mouth, the throat, and into your chest, into your lungs. Continue to stay with the stream of awareness, the stream of your breath. Breathing in and out. So over the next couple of breaths, I'll guide you through a count in the breath, to letting the breath out, and then inhaling to a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more rounds. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just come to a natural state of your breath. Maybe you can lengthen the count. Stay steady in your awareness of your breath, the flowing in and the flowing out, the rise and the fall. Total awareness of your breath, moving your torso sideways, to the front, to the back, and the length of your torso. Feeling all dimensions of your breath, allowing yourself to feel that ebb and flow, the ease all the way to the end and at the beginning. The total awareness of your breath. Just breathing, not controlling now or forcing anything about your breath, just breathing. The natural processes of your body, just breathing. The simple and yet profound effects of our breath. A few more moments in silence. And now begin to welcome yourself back to the sound of my voice, any sounds in your room. Picking up on background noises, outside noises, and start to welcome and deepen in your breath. Welcome in and deepen your movements. Maybe your fingers and toes and wrists and ankles begin to move. And as you find that movement with awareness, maybe there's something else that's calling for. Maybe you'd like to take a twist or knees to chest, full body stretch. What does your body need in this moment? You have sovereignty and control over it right now. So, what do you need? What is the intelligence and the wisdom of your body craving? And now, if you haven't already arisen to a seated position, go ahead and join me here. And we close by bringing the hands together in front of the heart as a way of gratitude, invoking gratitude for the ability to step onto our mat, even when maybe there may have been some fears or trepidation, and how important it is that we continue up this kind of practice in the way of the world today, the stresses and the strains of the world that are present right now. It's really important that we continue to make this a daily habit so we can become more resilient in the face of adversity. So, taking the head down to the heart with great love and respect, honoring your life and all that you've done and what is yet to come. Releasing the hands and lifting the gaze. It has truly been an honor to serve you today. I hope to see you again. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you can, reach out, even type something right now in the chat. Love to hear from you. You can also reach us by phone, by email, or find us on any social media platform. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Take good care. Be very well.